Alright guys, good morning. It is bright and early at 7 a.m. again. Welcome back to another video. We've got kind of a big one today, so hang out with me. We're gonna go through this. Alright, like I said, we've got a big job in here. Front bumper repair, 2 new doors, new fender, got cab corner repair, bedside repair, got some UV primer down on those. And yeah, this is some kind of blue, I think is what the color is called. So we are going to be dancing around in the booth this morning, I tell you what. What I got to do right now, I'm going to go ahead and get all this cleaned. I've already waterborne cleaned it. I'm going to wax and grease it real quick. Hit everything with the static gun. Go mix sealer. And then I'll just check you guys on my noggin and we'll spray some sealer and just kind of run through this job. Hopefully this one doesn't turn out like those bumper jobs. It shouldn't, but my God, you never know. So bear with me. I'm going to go get this stuff all cleaned up. And we'll get some sealer spraying off in this booth, all right?
2 for 2 on the weld nuts. 2 for 2 this morning.
Oh, so they actually came out?
Yeah, I've only had to grind the head off one so far. My welds are holding up to 1800.
If y'all don't know what the hell he's talking about, see that old Ford over there? If you know, you know.
Yeah. 2 for 2.
I'm glad you're winning this morning.
2 for 2.
Alright guys, so this is always my first step. I take the blowgun and I blow myself off. Gun, everything, backpack, helmet, anything I can reach, I just blow it off. That's my best friend, my body man, one of my 2 body men, Spencer. God dang, it is jam-packed in here. I'm gonna set this right there. This is gonna get interesting. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do the hose situation. I think I'm gonna use this one because it's really long over here. That one over there. Some of these jobs, man, I wish this booth was twice as wide, but small shop, man. We ain't got the space. We're gonna make do with what we got. Just gonna tack rag, get everything static gun, and we'll move on. This is gonna be so much fun. So much fun. I'm not gonna worry about tack rag in the backside of these doors. I've already deep clean these things, and I use microfiber the whole time, so not too worried. They are already very clean anyway. Oh yeah, the hoses are going to be just interesting this go around, guys. Most of the time I won't load the booth like this, but this go around, you know, it's a big job. I figured I'll just dance around, be very, very, very careful. I need to get a new hose hang from Luma. I freaking love those ones, but I broke that one when I was swapping hoses. You can see how I love these. They work so good. Okay. Let's move you for a second. I'm gonna be doing a lot of that, guys, just moving stuff around. My base blender out of the way. Okay. It's gonna be a fun one. This fender is gonna be a fun ordeal. I'm gonna overspray the hell out of the wall, but it's okay. I've got to do booth coating and stuff like that anyway, so we will make do. Oh yeah, that'll work. Alright, we got it figured out. You like my tape job on this cab corner? It's always fun, isn't it? Alright, I'm not going to be able to hang this. I'm going to just set it where I know it's decently clean. Let's go ahead and get some sealer laid down. I'm going to do the dance. I mixed up GS 907, which is like medium gray sealer. Not dark gray, it's like right on the line of dark gray and medium. See? And yeah, so I'm gonna get these doors sealed. I'm gonna seal the fender. I'm gonna seal this little repair. I'm gonna seal the UV repairs. Spray my melter where I need it. But yeah, let's talk and let's just spray. I might want to get some air pressure and turn my hood on. There we go. Okay. Before I even move on, I'm gonna just hit that with a little reducer. I got a lot to seal, so get that edge melted. Okay, so I'm gonna do the inside of these doors first. I really don't like spraying with these sands, but they hold the door the best, so there's gotta be, yeah, I just don't like these sands, man. I have a double door, like, regular sand, but it doesn't fit in this booth with this current batch, so I can't use it. Because I would have just put them on that. It's way easier to get around. Oh my gosh, come on. There we go. Yeah, it's a lot easier to just get around these with that one. You like those nice fat OEM seam sealer lines? I used 3M Easy Sand. By far, I'm telling you guys right now, if you got to replicate GM, by far the easiest way to do it. And it's approved to use as a seam sealer. And you can sand it if you mess it up. These have that really thick bead from the factory, and that was the easiest way I could figure to do it. There's that one. Answer on this one. Pull this down a little bit. Yeah, see, nice fat bead. Trying to replicate what the OEMs do, you know what I mean? And the OEMs weren't pretty, so I didn't like get too fussy about how pretty mine was. Scariest part is I got this big old pack on the back of me, so when I load the booth like this, it gets a little tighter. Alright, squeeze it and bring one. Whenever you walk around, it's like you just got to be ginger with it. I had somebody ask the other day what sealer I use. I just use P30. If you're a Sherwin guy, you know all about P30. But it's a primer, speed primer, a sealer. I mean, it does everything for us. It works pretty good. Also, a lot of guys think that their sealer gun doesn't matter. I'll tell you right now, you use a nice quality gun like this for sealer, your work will just come out nicer, man. It's just a fact. The smoother you lay down a coat of sealer, the smoother the end result will be. That's why I like Iwata. Iwata just lays stuff down dead flat. And with sealer, it's a little thicker of a product, so I mean it's not dead flat, but it gets it on there really smooth, and that's what I want. Right? Yeah, so now for this stuff, I'm gonna turn my pressure down. Yeah, because I don't want a ton of overspray, and I'm gonna feather the trigger because I just don't want to have a ton of overspray everywhere. Try to keep it tight, you know. I'm also kind of trying to angle it. Like that, so it just stays, you know, where you want it. Grab that reducer. This wasn't too bad. It was a little bit of a dance, but all this looks really clean and really nice, so as long as I don't bonk it when I walk by. Oh yeah, and this is a 4-cylinder truck. I don't know why GM decided to do that. It sounds cool, but a turbo 4 in a full-size truck, I don't know about that, man. It's not my cup of tea, but each their own. Let me give this stuff 15 minutes. I have the booth set pretty low right now because it is 50 degrees outside. I have the booth set to like 71, so it's pretty mellow in here. I'm gonna go ahead, just hit that flash cycle, let it sit 15 minutes while I mix base coat. I'm gonna have to mix a lot. Then we'll come in here, we'll do our wet on wet coats, let that stuff all dry. So far so good, but let's see how this one goes. This should go fairly smooth. I mean, there's nothing, yeah, everything in here looks really nice. So all right guys, I'll cut you back on when I have base in the gun and I'm ready to go for round 2. Alrighty then, I've got a big old cup of paint. This is like 30 ounces. So we're gonna go ahead and see if we can make that work with what we got in here. First and foremost, as usual. Oh yeah, this freaking gauge, I forgot I broke this. Anytime you leave base coat blender in the booth, purge it like for a couple of seconds. Okay, any of those chunks and stuff will come out. So, let's quickly tack this off. Ugh. You know, I'm gonna wipe that down with alcohol. I just feel like I've got sealer overspray. Obviously everything is super close. Yeah, I'm gonna wipe it with alcohol. Pretty sure. Yep. Just gotta smell it, you know. But alcohol will wipe all of that sealer overspray off, so clearly everything is nice and tight in here, so god dang it. And because it's tight, stuff gets oversprayed, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, that feels better. This is just SC159 It's like alcohol-based cleaner. But any of that overspray, it's not going to be stuck. You just get some of that alcohol on there, it'll break it down. And it's an anti-static cleaner, so this thing will stay clean. So this is like your static gun if you're on a budget. For you DIY guys, that is honestly the best route, because a static gun in a garage, just, it doesn't make sense. It's too much money for that. In this environment, hell yeah, they make sense, but you don't need them at home. Just use alcohol as your final wipe, and you'll be good. Let me pull my mask. Go ahead and get a coat of this on here. I also find that spraying base coat blender on even the end that I'm not going to have base just helps the clear to stick to something a little bit easier. Let's go do this to the bedside and the cab corner. Yeah, just give something for clear coat to stick to. I know sanded base, like you would think it would stick great to, or sanded clear, that it would stick good to that, but I've had far less runs when I just spray a coat of base coat blender over it, you know. Just gives it something to hang on to. Alright, so now the fun begins. This thing's gonna be heavy. It's 30 ounces. DV1 base coat 1.3. Obviously I've got my Luma light on here. Big job, don't want to miss. Just not worth it. Turn that puppy on, crack my vent. I'm gonna spray about, do coverage at like 15. Get this to flash. I'm gonna do all of this wet on wet. I just want a one visit, and then we'll control coat this after it's all dry. But let's go ahead. Better just do that, because I think I had some sealer kind of up here a little ways. Okay, now the fun part. And on door jams, I do a single wet coat. I don't waste paint in the jams. If you've ever opened up the door on a Chevy, they don't even paint the jams, so you know, I will just do one nice wet coat and make sure I'm covered. So we're already better than OEM in that regard, because they legitimately just do not put hardly any paint in the door jams. Not that it matters, it's a door jam, but still, it's annoying when you open up the door and you just see like the e-coat color. All of these new Silverados are like that. Nice, slow in here. And you know, I had somebody the other day, they were complaining about the DV1 because it's slow, right? Like it is not a speed demon. That's not how they designed this gun. But I'll also tell you that the guys that are winding in the fluid on a DV1, you're messing up, dude. Don't even mess with that. Straight from DeVilbiss, these are designed to be sprayed wide open, right? Just leave them open, wide open fluid. That, talking to DeVilbiss themselves, that's what they will tell you. Just leave it wide open. I know, oh, they've got adjustments. Well, yeah, every gun has a needle adjustment. Unless you're doing like a small cut in, there's no reason to wind your fluid in on this gun. Clearly that'll just make it slower anyway. But the DV1 is more like a precision, you know what I mean? Like, it just lays material down nice. And slow is fast in this industry, man. You want it to lay down nice so you're not fighting it for hours later, you know. That's the whole point. That's why I don't mind the DV1 at all. I think it's one of the best base coat guns on the market.
But yes, I mean, I'll agree with the guy saying that it's not fast, because it really isn't. You can see my arm speed isn't very fast. But again, I don't think that was the point when they made this. You see, I'm just laying down a nice, wet, even coat. And I will come right back over top of this with like a real medium, light to medium coat. Basically, my first coat I'm getting coverage. My second coat I'm trying to orient everything so it lays down nice, you know. Oh my goodness, this cup is heavy. Alright. Again, like a medium. Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna run out there real quick, just because there's gonna be a lot of base coat that needs to hang on. I'm gonna run out here really quick and turn my boot temperature up. I've got it so low, but I've been doing smaller jobs. I want to warm it up in there a little bit. Yeah, I have it set at 72. Let's go 79. Let it rock at that, just so it helps this base coat to hold on, you know. I don't want to have base coat saggers. That just sucks so bad when you get a base coat sag. And I've got to spray this stuff pretty wet, so I don't want it to, I don't want to mess up and have a nasty friggin' run, just ruin my day. I will also tip this door up, give me the best chance here. I hope you guys could see that I'm a good ways back from this compared to my first coat. But when you look at the base at the light, it's pretty well uncovered. Again, like I said, I'm gonna tip this back. This also has a lot of matting agent or 9021 flop adjuster in it, so it should dry fairly quick anyway. But a bump in temperature will definitely benefit us here. Oh, this cup is getting lighter. I'm telling you, dude, this Lumilite when you're doing jams is my jam. I like it. Takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. The other side. You know, so far so good. This job isn't, it's not fighting me like that last one did, man. That that job was a pain in my butt. All right. Alright, that all looks pretty good. I'm gonna tip this. Nah, let's just leave it. I'll tip it later. I'll tip it after. Notice I'm walking around very carefully. I'm also gonna try to slide this one over a skosh so my pack don't hit it. There we go. Yeah, I feel more confident about that. Make sure these edges get some. There ain't nothing worse than finishing a job to find an edge that's light. Is literally the worst case scenario, because then you're trying to cut it in and it's just not today, Satan, not today. Also had a couple of guys, oh, how long did it take you to do that job? How long did it take you to do that job? Well, I do it a whole lot of stuff throughout the shop anyway. Even while I'm painting a job, I will be out there glue pulling a dent or priming or prepping. I mean, I do a lot more than just paint a job, you know what I mean? So even if something tries to fight and it takes me a few hours, it's not a big deal. Because around here, we would rather take our time and make sure that it looks nice so our customer is happy than rush and worry, oh, I gotta make my flag hours. That's why I'm not flat rate anymore. I don't miss it. You guys that are flat rate, tell you right now, man, you get on a salary job and you can really like make stuff look perfect. That's where it's at. There we go. See, this dry. That one's still really wet, but all right. I think I mixed up just the right amount because I've got to do 2 coats on that, 2 coats on this stuff. I might have to mix up a tiny bit more to do my control coat, but either that or I'll over reduce this, just what I've got. Yeah. We are going to flash all of this as well. Clearly, when you spray this much base coat at one time, you need to get some heat in here and some air. Yeah, that's all good. Let's go ahead and get all this stuff. Alrighty. Last little bit. I don't like that tape. Stay down. Oh. Well, I'm getting base coat behind it, so whatever, I guess. Oh yeah, I'm running out. Perfect amount. I'm done. That's coverage coats. Goddamn, yeah, I was spitting at the end. Like I said, this is all wet on wet, so I did that coat and a half. Everything's covered, man. We're good. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit a flash cycle again and let this stuff dehydrate. We should be good to just control coat this and be done with base. Yeah, the inside's already starting to dry. Like I said, I like to tip these up. Not only does it save me from running it, but once all of that heat starts coming, it'll flow over all of this. Yeah, I hope you guys also seen like the benefits of using this thing. There's so many people that hate on these lights, and I know yes, they cost what they cost, but I've used and abused this, dropped this in a thinner tank. I mean, literally, I've tried to break this and it still just keeps working. I need to clean the lens on it. But Luma 3, Chris and Kirk over there, they have done their homework, and it just, everything works so nice. I have no complaints. I don't need to use it every single job. And I know some guys will be like, oh, why didn't you use it on that one? Because I don't deem it necessary for every single job. But this thing has saved me a lot of time redoing stuff because I can just see my coverage, you know what I mean? With reds, with blues, it makes sense to have it. But yeah, this is all linked down in the description if you guys want to check any of this stuff out. They also have Luma 3 spray guns. I can show you that real quick as well. So yeah, Luma also sells this gun called the Exodus. This is a Meiji finer core. If you guys seen any of my videos on this gun, see how nice and small it is, but it fits perfectly in the hand. So these come with this pre-installed, and you just slide it on. Works awesome. This one is the 1.3 OP, so optimized pressure, or for USADA guys, RP. Yeah, check these things out. Again, this is all, their storefront is linked in my link tree down in the description if you guys want to check this stuff out. Anyway guys, so this is all coverage coated. You can see it's starting to dry, starting to dehydrate, looking beautiful and matte. We'll let this completely dehydrate, the whole job, and then we'll come in and control coat it. Oh, that's looking beautiful. Beautiful. I think we're winning today, guys. This is a rare occurrence. Outside of like a couple of specks of dirt, which I'm not going to worry about because I can buff those out. There's very minimal, very minimal dirt. And honestly, if you guys know anything about painting, I'm probably gonna be able to bury most of this, so I'm not too fussed about none of it. I'm gonna let this dry. I'm gonna go get another one ready for primer. And yeah, I'll turn you guys back on when I mix a little bit more paint, and we will get the stuff control coated, and then we'll clear it, and that'll be job done, and I'll move on to the next one. So yeah, this one's going way better than last time. All right guys, so I mixed up a little bit more. I've got probably 8 ounces left in here, so 11 PSI. Notice I don't have my Luma light on. For control coats, I don't use it. It glares when it comes to control coats, and I really just want to see this lay down. So I'm gonna go quickly through all this control coated. It already looks super freaking slick and silky. Like, that's beautiful. It's exactly what I want to see. I'm just orienting and smoothing out anything that might be there. All I'm doing, and I'm gonna go pretty quick through this. Like so. I gotta tip this one back down. Something like that. Okay. I also over reduced this base coat. So instead of 10%, it's 20% reducer. For control coating, it just seems to help smooth everything out. Man, I'm super happy with how this one's coming along. Especially because it's so tight in here, you know what I mean? Sometimes it works out well like this, other times, boy, when you have it nice and tight in the booth, it is kind of a disaster at times. But so far so good, really happy with it. Gotta be mindful of this door behind me. Don't want to bonk it with my hose on my hood because I would be upset. Alright, swap hoses here. I see the finish line. Because clear coating, it's the easy part. That's not a big deal. Getting base coat right is way more important. I shouldn't say important. It's way easier. That didn't make any sense either. It's not, base coat isn't easier. Clearing is easier. Getting your clear coat right is far easier than getting your base coat right. That's what I meant to say. This all smoothed out, make sure our little blendy blends look right. Notice how I'm kind of curving her out. I'm trying to keep my base coat away from that corner, mainly because I don't want to panel paint to that tailgate. Not that my color isn't good, it just isn't good practice, you know, in the off chance that something. You know what I forgot to do? I'm just now realizing this. I didn't blend this cab corner for the door or the front edge, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to just lightly get some color here. This should be enough. And I'll blow some air over it. It's already blue, so I don't need a ton of color here. I'm glad I caught that as I was talking about panel painting. My goodness gracious. There. Okay, so that's good. I'm not worried about up there. This though. Dehydrate this real quick and I'll control coat it, and then we're fine. There, I'm happy with that. All right, so all I'm going to do now is let this dry. Another probably 10 minutes, something like that. I've got another one out there I got to do a little cut in on, so I'm gonna go do that. While I allow this to dry, we'll mix up some clear coat and we will get in here and finish this one up. So far so good. This is nothing like the bumper job from the last video. So, but anyway, I'll cut y'all back on when I get some clear coat in there, and we'll spray some gloss sauce on all this and make her shiny and move on to the next one. I got a black Sonata coming up next. I don't know if I'll film a video on it or not, but all right, here's the fun part. Segola, like usual, we're gonna rock 29 PSI, something like that. Back this puppy up just a wee bit. I'm gonna do this bumper, this door, that fender, the rest, okay? Super straightforward. Like I said, guys, this is the fun part. Fairly straightforward part. I'm just gonna get this nice and glossy and we're gonna move on with our day. Like I said, this is kind of the easy part. It's not I've done this so many times that at this point it's kind of automatic. Inside the door jamb, again, just one single wet coat. That's all I'm doing. It's already more paint than the factory gives it, so I'm probably doing too much, but you know. I would hate for a customer to be like, why is my door jamb light, and complain about it versus, oh, there's paint there, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to have that conversation like, well, when your truck came in here, it had no paint on it, so I had to replicate it. Like that goes to a point, you know what I mean? Like, it's acceptable to a point. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of these stands. While they hold stuff really nice, it just so in the way when it comes to actually painting stuff. I know some guys love them. I'm not one of those guys. All right, let's tip just a wee bit, like so. All right. I'm gonna have to get that edge in a second. Move on the grate, you prick. Come on, there you go. Jesus. I'll make sure I get this edge because I couldn't reach it before. There we go. I might even have to mix more clear. I mixed 32 ounces, but this is a lot of work in here. So we'll have to see. Because I don't want to start on that cab until I know that I'll have enough paint, because running out midway through that will suck. And I got a feeling that with what I got, I'm gonna cut it close. Edge, like that. Notice that I'm like maintaining where my hose is, where my hose on my back is. I know you guys can't see that, but when you got it this tight, you got to be mindful of everything. So if I touch this clear, that's going to mess it up, and I'm not trying to do that today. Not today. Oh, I'm gonna give my shoulder a break for a second. There we go. As much as I love painting, man, this is a trade that will take a toll on your body. I mean, think about it. I'm holding 2 pounds at 32 ounces. That's 2 pounds of clear. Plus the weight of the gun, plus the weight of the regulator and everything else. It can be a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna do this fender and then I'm gonna have to mix more, guys. I'm not gonna have enough, I don't think, to do this bedside. Not quite. If I didn't have to do the door jambs, I would have enough, but all right, we'll go mix up a little bit more. Actually, a lot of it more, because I want to at least have enough mix to do a second coat on all of this. So let's see what I use just for those. I mixed up 32. Got about 7 left. So we'll go do some little maths and mix some more. All right, we got some more, couple ounces mixed up here. I should have enough to do a second coat on everything. I should. That's the general idea. This good and shaken up. Carefully walk through here. We'll get this bedside cleared up, get the cab corner and the sail. And then I'm not going to record that second coat of clear. I don't care for the redundancy of that, so I will just do my coats on all this stuff, and then I'll show you the final product when we're all done. Should be good. See where we're at for pressure real quick. A little high. There we go. All right, let's get this done. I'm gonna start on the bottom just because it's where I feel like it's gonna make the most sense to do this one. Backside. And we're gonna walk. And we're gonna come down. Okay, I'm gonna get the inside of this real quick like. Okay. Check this. Right there. A little bit right up in there. Okay. Alright, then we're gonna go up and over. Be real gentle inside this cab corner. I don't want to run it in there. Now that I said it, I probably will. Somebody pointed out Murphy's Law. Everything that can will go wrong does, something like that. On that last video, that was surely the case. Get this. All right, that's one coat on everything. I gotta check and see what I got in here. I still might need more. It's all flowing out beautiful. Okay, so I've got 20. I think we're gonna be close. I think I am gonna go mix. I'm gonna mix 5 more ounces of 25, and we'll do a second coat. By the time I'm done mixing that 5 ounces, I can get on this stuff. So let me go do that. All right, guys. So this is job done. 2 coats. I do have a little bit of polishing to do, not much, but overall, for how stacked this booth is, I'm pretty dang happy with this. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, share it with your friends. I've been working really hard to make more of these, man. It's so much work, and I'm sure you guys understand. So let's take a look at this one. Like I said, I'm pretty happy with this. And it's slicked out really nice. The door looks amazing. And you know, naturally, I've got a couple of nibs that are like right on this top edge, and that's it. So I'm gonna just have to do those. Fender came out nice. Bedside looks pretty dang clean. These are the ones I'm talking about right here. I don't know if you guys can see those. I'll get those all polished out. It's going to be beautiful, no worries. Cab corner looks good. Yeah, that's that job done. And again, guys, down in the description, there's a Linktree link that has different links to like tools and spray guns and things like that you see on this channel. So if you guys are interested in that, check it out. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you later.